Welcome to the Florida Department of Transportation's Public Information Open House. Tonight's meeting will include information on two projects, including the I-275 capacity improvements along I-275 from north of I-4 to north of Hillsborough Avenue that are currently under construction, and the downtown Tampa Interchange Safety and Operational Improvements project that is anticipated to begin construction in early 2023. Today's Public Information Open House is being held in two formats, including virtually over the internet and at an in-person location at the C. Blythe Andrews Jr. Public Library. Information presented is identical at both formats. All attendees participating virtually will be in listen mode only. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. The I-275 Capacity Improvements Project, located north of downtown Tampa, began construction on October 25, 2021. The improvements include widening I-275 using the existing wide inside shoulder along most of the corridor to construct one additional lane in each direction. Additionally, wide shoulders will be constructed to accommodate bus rapid transit. The project also includes noise barriers, intelligent transportation system devices, and underpass improvements to enhance pedestrian mobility. Aesthetic improvements include upgraded lighting and signage as well as fencing. Construction is estimated to be completed in 2026. Along most of the project area, new 8-foot and 14-foot noise barrier walls will be installed to mitigate traffic noise. South of Floribraska Avenue, the existing noise barriers that will remain are illustrated in orange. The green dotted line illustrates locations for new 14-foot noise barriers, and the pink dotted line illustrates locations for new 8-foot noise barriers. This map illustrates near Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, where new 14-foot noise barriers shown with green dotted lines and new 8-foot noise barriers shown with pink dotted lines will be constructed. Continuing north along the corridor, this map illustrates from Chelsea Street to north of Conover Street, where new 14-foot noise barriers shown with green dotted lines and new 8-foot noise barriers shown with pink dotted lines will be constructed. Continuing north along the corridor, this map illustrates from south of Hillsborough Avenue to Hannah Avenue, where new 14-foot noise barriers shown with green dotted lines and new 8-foot noise barriers shown with pink dotted lines will be constructed. This project includes aesthetic enhancements such as signs, lighting, retaining walls, and fencing. Additionally, there will be improvements at underpasses along the corridor and public art that will be installed by the City of Tampa following the completion of construction. There will be new lighting installed and existing lighting that will be upgraded to LED along the corridor and at underpasses to improve visibility for drivers and pedestrians. New signage that will be installed includes ground mount single posts and monotube spans, which will match the existing signage along the corridor. As part of the improvements, specialty fencing will be installed in sloped areas and places with high visibility. Additionally, where needed, gates will be installed for maintenance access. The new noise barriers will help prevent access to the interstate, and fencing will be removed along frontage roads and at the inside shoulders of ramps. The existing fencing located adjacent to private property will remain. Any damaged sections of existing fencing will be replaced, and new fencing will be added along crossroads and, where necessary, to prevent access along the limited access right-of-way between private property and the interstate. Retaining walls that will be installed as part of the project will include a shell or coral panel facing from north of I-4 to south of Osborne Avenue. The retaining walls that will be installed from south of Osborne Avenue to north of Hillsborough Avenue will have a brick texture panel to match the existing retaining walls. Additionally, the City of Tampa will install public art following the completion of the project construction at the Osborne Avenue and Hillsborough Avenue underpasses. At the Floribraska Avenue, Lake Avenue, and Chelsea Street underpasses, retaining walls with a shell or coral panel will be installed. Improvements at these underpasses also include constructing gravity walls under the bridges, widened sidewalks, and installing fencing along the top of the gravity walls. At Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, the underpass improvements include removing the sloped pavement under the bridge. This will be replaced with a full-height retaining wall and widened sidewalks for pedestrians and bicyclists. At Osborne Avenue, the retaining walls will have a brick texture panel face along the I-275 shoulder. There will be fencing along the gravity walls under the bridge. Additionally, the sidewalk will be widened to accommodate pedestrians and bicyclists. Following construction, public art will be installed by the City of Tampa along the face of the gravity wall and will include stamped concrete in the sidewalk. At Hillsborough Avenue, the retaining walls will have a brick texture panel face alongside the I-275 shoulder. Additionally, the existing sloped pavement under the bridge will be removed and a full-height retaining wall will be constructed along with widened sidewalks to accommodate pedestrians and bicyclists. Following construction, public art will be installed by the City of Tampa along the face of the gravity wall and will include stamped concrete in the sidewalk. The second project that is part of tonight's presentation includes the safety and operational improvements for the downtown Tampa Interchange, or the I-275 I-4 Interchange located in downtown Tampa. These improvements were part of the Tampa Interstate Study Supplemental Environmental Impact Statement. As part of the study and outreach, FDOT worked with the community, stakeholders, and elected officials to identify the safety and operational improvements. The study was approved by the Federal Highway Administration in September 2020, and construction funding was announced in September 2021 as part of the state's stimulus funding package. Drivers experience daily congestion and the stacking that occurs along southbound I-275 due to the limited capacity of the one-lane flyover ramp to eastbound I-4. The queuing of vehicles and lane diving, as shown, both contribute to a high crash rate in the interchange area. To help address this backup and other bottlenecks drivers experience in the downtown Tampa interchange, safety and operational improvements have been funded for construction. The project includes widening the southbound I-275 to eastbound I-4 flyover ramp to 2 lanes, relocating the existing exit at 21st and 22nd Streets further west to 14th, 15th Streets, meaning drivers will no longer need to weave across I-4 to exit like they do today. The project also includes widening the westbound I-4 to northbound I-275 ramp from 1 to 2 lanes, and widening the westbound I-4 to southbound I-275 exit ramp from 2 to 3 lanes. The project also includes providing connectivity to the surrounding bicycle and pedestrian networks and communities. The project will extend the existing Tampa Heights Greenway on the west side of I-275 and add shared-use paths along both the north and south sides of I-4. Widened sidewalk connections will be constructed at Palm Avenue, 14th Street, and 15th Street. Aesthetics for the shared use path include lighting, specialty crosswalks, and bollards at each roadway crossing. The Green Spine project will be constructed separately, but will also support improved mobility for pedestrians and bicyclists in the Ybor area. As part of the local roadway improvements, FDOT and the City of Tampa completed a roadway safety audit that looked at North 14th and North 15th Streets. The audit identified opportunities to mitigate local street safety and operational deficiencies in advance of interstate improvements. It also identified opportunities to enhance multimodal accommodations for non-motorized users. Here, you can see the typical sections for 14th and 15th Streets. FDOT is continuing to work with the City of Tampa on the roadway improvements along 14th Street, 15th Street, and the Green Spine project improvements. Along both 14th Street and 15th Street, each roadway will include 2 travel lanes and an on-street parking lane. 15th Street is proposed to include a bicycle path as part of the Green Spine project improvements. Similar to the I-275 capacity improvements project, the Interchange project will include aesthetic enhancements. These enhancements include widened sidewalks, upgraded lighting, and landscaping. The aesthetics, including signs, noise barriers, and walkways or crossways, will match the existing designs in the area. There will be new lighting installed and existing lighting that will be upgraded to LED along the corridor and at underpasses to improve visibility for drivers and pedestrians. Specialty lighting on the bridges at 14th Street and 15th Street will include new LED lighting. Lights affected by the bridge widening on the eastbound I-4 bridges will be replaced with new lights, while the existing lights that will remain on the westbound I-4 bridges will be upgraded to LED. The Ybor 5 globe lights will be replaced on the south side of I-4 at the intersections of 14th Street at 13th Avenue and 15th Street at 13th Avenue. Additionally, the Ybor 5 globe lights along the sidewalk and around the semicircular pond between 14th and 15th Streets will be replaced. New Ybor 5 globe lights will be installed along the south side of I-4 at Nebraska Avenue, 14th Street, and 15th Street. Along the shared use path, lighting will be solar powered. New signage that will be installed includes ground mount single posts and monotube spans, which will match the existing signage along the interstates. Today, there are already noise barriers within the project area. New noise and visual barriers that will be installed will match the existing barriers, which include the dental detail and a sloped top. Along the new exit ramp location to 14th and 15th Streets, an 8-foot visual barrier will be installed. This graphic illustrates the noise barriers within the interchange and along southbound I-275. The existing noise barriers that will remain are shown in orange, and the new 8-foot noise barriers that will be installed are shown as pink dotted lines. This graphic illustrates the noise barriers within the interchange and along I-275 north of the interchange. The existing noise barriers that will remain are shown in orange, and the new 8-foot noise barriers that will be installed are shown as pink dotted lines. The noise barriers that will be installed as part of this project will match the noise barriers that are part of the I-275 capacity improvements project located north along I-275. This graphic illustrates the noise barriers along I-4. The existing noise barriers that will remain are shown in orange, and the new 8-foot noise barriers that will be installed are shown as pink dotted lines. A new 8-foot visual barrier will be installed along the new exit ramp to 14th and 15th Streets. Further east along I-4, the existing noise barrier that will remain is shown in orange. The project will install fencing both at grade and along sloped areas for safety. The retaining walls that will be constructed will match the existing patterns of a shell coral pattern texture or brick X patterned texture. The pattern will match the current pattern at the existing locations. In the project area, several types of specialty pavement exist. Specialty pavement that will be installed at select locations will consist of patterned pavement crosswalks, hex-patterned stamped concrete crosswalks, brick intersections, hex paver sidewalks, and brick sidewalks, and match what is there today. At Palm Avenue, 14th Street, and 15th Street, sidewalks will be widened by using cut-back slopes with gravity walls at underpasses. Here, you can see a rendering of the future condition at 14th Street looking north. New traffic signals will be added at 14th and 15th Street intersections to maintain traffic exiting the interstate and along the local roads. In historic Ybor City, the existing aesthetic features will be replaced. At 14th and 15th Streets, the bridge will be widened, impacting these features. All elements, including brick towers with specialty lighting, the decorative bridge fiberglass reinforced panels with the public art medallions, beam lighting, specialty brick, and metal picket fencing will be replaced. Once complete, the aesthetics will look like they do today. Remember to be safe when driving and to move over a lane for emergency vehicles that are stopped on the roadside helping motorists. If you can't move over safely, slow down.